Okay, so I've got the elevation started, and I'm going to elevate this wall right here. So I've positioned a new sheet of paper and taped it down. And then I used a straight edge to project the lines down from the inside face of the walls onto the new sheet of paper. And then here I drew a construction line. I just drew this at a random location, just making sure I had enough room to put the height of the wall here. So if you draw this too close to the top of the page, you're not going to have enough room. So give yourself plenty of room. I would give yourself more room than what I did. I'm doing this so I can stay up closer to the drawing, but I would want this drawing to be like here maybe instead. So if it makes more sense, you could start by drawing a construction line that represents the ceiling instead, and then measure down from the ceiling. That way you're making sure that the elevation, the wall elevation, stays on the page. But either you do this line first or this line, it doesn't make any difference. Once you have one of those lines established at the same scale as the plan, you're going to measure the 7 feet 7 inches, because that's according to my dimensions here. This wall height is 7 feet 7 inches for interior wall. So that's what I did here, is measured 7 feet 7 inches, which would be right like that. You can see that that's hitting the 7-inch mark there and 7-foot mark up here. And now I've got the construction lines basically for the wall. And I can go ahead, because I'm just defining the inside edges of the wall, I can go ahead and put in my hard lines to define that wall plane. Do the horizontal lines. So this is the exact size and width and height of the wall on this side of the room. So I would also project the location of the window. Just like that. We want to make sure it's straight. So I'm using the grid from this plan view to help me. And then I need height information here. And I'm getting my height information from the sketch that I drew of the window. So I know I need to go up 1 foot 10 for the sill and 6 foot 2 for the head. So I'm going to take my my scale. I'm using the 1/2 inch equals a foot scale. I'm going to go up 1 foot 10 inches. Let's do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. So I know that says 10, but that's the actual 1 foot mark on this scale. And 10 inches would be right here. I'm going to do that again here. 1 foot 10 inches. And then I'm going to use 6 feet 2 inches would be right here. Oops. And then another 6 feet 2 inches on the other line. And that way I can make nice straight lines parallel to the original bottom edge of the floor line. So this is the floor line. And I'm doing construction lines again. I hope you notice. Do that first. Always do construction lines first. Never skip that step. And then I can go back and put the object lines for my actual window opening in here. There we go. So that's an elevation. That's an elevation with not a lot of the detail that shows the window type or size or operation. But we can add that piece. So what I'll probably do is just add a little bit more detail to this elevation, and then just show you the results of that. But this gives you a really good idea of how you're going to go about doing this. So to start another drawing of one of the other walls to elevate, we're obviously going to repeat this in my room, we're going to repeat this 1, 2, 3, 4 more times because I have that angled wall that I've got to elevate at a perpendicular angle as well. So I just lift up the elevation that I have here. And I would also lift up the plan. Go in the opposite direction here. Just peel that off and turn it. And I want to make sure this stays straight. So I'd probably take a lot of more care to make sure this stayed straight so that it lined up straight with my original drawing here of the elevation. So let's straighten that out. And you know what? I actually want to go in the other direction because I want to go in a clockwise direction, or the way I did this wall, I want to do this wall now. I can bring that really close to the paper, like that, because I don't really care about anything but that wall. And I want to line it up with the grid to help me make it stay parallel and perpendicular. So that's the other reason the grid comes in handy. And then I would start to project that, but you see that I've already measured my finished floor and finished ceiling, so I can continue those lines over. And those can help me out with my other view. So it's a good idea when you first draw that finished floor and finished ceiling to just go ahead and draw it right across the paper, because it's going to be used again. And then I would project these lines down, just like that, and project the location of the window, like that. And then the window on this side is the same size as the window on the other wall, so again I can use projection to get that in here. Okay, so now I've got pretty much the second elevation drawn out with a lot less work because I already did all my work over here. So that gives you an idea of how you're going to keep doing it. So you're going to turn the paper one more, keep turning the paper, this one up here, and maybe the second elevation I'd put, or third rather, I'd put down here. So you'd make sure you lined it up. And if you have to go over this to use your projection, as long as they're really light construction lines, that's okay. And then I'd put the fourth elevation here. You can also just get yourself a whole new sheet if you want to. We're going to be picking these up and cropping them and putting them on sheets and arranging them. So for now, it's just about understanding how to project that elevation. And that's it.